When you're sitting in a boat in the middle of the sea, it's challenging to tell how far away you are from land. It's obvious that you're not necessarily close, but you don't fully comprehend how far the shore is. When you look down at your compass, it only tells you the direction you are heading towards. You understand that for the past hour, or so you think, you've been traveling north. Time blurs. Distance seems fickle. There is no one around to ask for guidance. All you can do is sit as your boat rocks back and forth upon the waves, waiting for land to arrive on the horizon. The bubbly water pushing and pulling at my legs seemed to call my mind to awaken from my dreams of a ship lost at sea. A touch from one of the candles surrounding the surface area of my toilet would burn each page in the blink of an eye. The scent of a new book warms my heart. The mix of lavender and rose fixed me into a trance. No one could pull my nose away from this story while I am sitting in silence, the only light coming from the candles I frantically placed wherever I could. Which was, again, only on the toilet. Nothing is more relaxing than laying in a bath to read a good book. Although I've been cautiously turning the pages, my mind hasn't read a single word. My thoughts continue to slip to other worlds apart from the one contained in these pages. As I close my eyes to dream once more, I find myself no longer in the middle of the ocean, but on the beach of a small basin of water. Murky sand turning over cracked rocks and shells. My mind drifts to a world of memories that are not my own.
Our youngest used to love this old lake. She would sit in the back seat, patiently waiting for us to pull into the gravel lot. She would quickly jump out of the car, run to dip her toes in the water. If she did that now, her limbs would freeze off. A lake house during a snowstorm is not the quietest place to be. But looking out at the water, I feel silenced. Old memories wash up on the shore, with warmth reaching my heart, my mind. My dear, it would be nice to sit by the fire and look through old picture books with you, staring at your smile as eyes fill with bittersweet tears. Missing the girls was easier when I could share the feeling with you. The lake was always quiet, but it has been quieter without you.
A tear pulls me back to who I truly am, a girl sitting in a tub, the water beginning to cool. It's hard to understand your thoughts some days. They toss and turn around in your brain, kicking at the interior of your skull. It takes so much pressure and force to push out a thought baby and bring it into the world. Just imagine with me for a second. Whenever I have to answer my teacher's question, even though I never raise my hand in class, I have to take a few moments to gather continuous thoughts. Sometimes I mumble out little phrases that might seem cohesive, but really they're just blabber. After I have done my worst with my words, my teacher burns the embarrassment into my skin with a soft and gentle, "Any questions?" Stepping out of the bath, reaching for a towel, I only find a grassy path standing in my way. I walk alone down toward the only light I can see, but everyone knows
Walking alone at night as a woman is never a good idea. Society understands that creatures beyond our comprehension lurk in the shadows and between the lamps that line foggy streets. As a young woman myself, I used to believe this was true for my small town. With fewer people around than in normal cities, you would expect it to be harder to call out for help. My friends, however, tend to lay low, out of the eyes of those who would wish me harm. I'm grateful for the mysterious forces that have adopted me as one of their own, watching over me when I need it most.
The books scattered around tend to be a hazard for my guests, if I ever had any, but I know the exact path to take. This path includes jumping over everything and hopefully landing on my bed. I pray I won't slam my head onto the sharp cover of my new Little Women Golden Edition or the brick-like body of Narnia. I take my chances and leap.
Here lies death. I used to be so full of life, ironically. Death was a friend to all, bringing peace to those who had suffered. See, what they don't understand is that after wiping away so many lifetimes, one can get restless. The same old story of sickness or safety. I used to enjoy hearing a tired, beating heart finally rest. Now I wish to see where those I have laid to rest go after my arrival.
In their grave, death awaits the arrival of an old friend, and he is right on time, bringing them back to what they once were.
For life only comes after death. After a few deep breaths, I brace myself for my bed to slam into view, blurring my fantasy world. My room hasn't come back yet to strangle my hopes of a happy ending. Could it be that this is how my story ends? Lying in a grave that wasn't meant for me?